Hi, my name is Ingrid. I'm a neuroscience coach. My focus is quantum healing and transformation. So many people who have watched my videos talk about self-esteem and how do I reach self-esteem and how do I reach self-confidence, but that really comes with having a purpose. So if you're one of those people that just spends a lot of time either wondering what they're going to do with the rest of your life, just a bit maybe frustrated with your current situation, whether it's work or whether it's, friendships, or actually just really have a lot of empty space that you're filling with Netflix or scrolling through your phone, this is the right video for you. The reason why you feel that unease is because you've come here with a purpose. We don't just kind of land here, are born and are just supposed to kind of float around. And actually the majority of people do that. The majority of people just think, oh, I'm going to retire 30, 40, 50, have these wishes. But then the reality is, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? I mean, we end up living as a human species to, 80, 90, 100. So many people actually end up living to 100. So what are you going to do with your life? How are you going to contribute to society? We are all interconnected. Physics teaches us that we're all molecules of energy. And if we're all molecules of energy, we all influence each other, whether it's positive or negative. So what exactly are you doing on this planet, in your current environment, to be able to create a, positive effect? You can only do that if you're aligned with yourself and what you want to do, and also if you're committed to being the best version of yourself. In this video, we're gonna go on a journey together to have some personal exploration and actually define what you're gonna do for, let's hope the next 10, 15 years. Go and find a quiet space, somewhere where you just enjoy being, whether it's inside of your house. I like going to coffee shops because the energy there is a bit more like focused and there's a bit of buzz as well. I really like just people talking around me. And start writing down 5 to 10 things that you're passionate about. So for example, if you have a particular interest in a topic, let's take jewelry. What kind of jewelry do you like? Or if you like food, what kind of food do you like? What kind of areas, and is it the flavors of it, or is it the way it's made? Just, break it down into something more tangible, like really that's something that's aligned with you. In my case, I love marine wildlife. I've been a passionate sports person. I've done kite surfing and I've done wakeboarding, and I tried surfing, I tried all kinds of things, and I've introduced my kids to them as well. And I just thought, I've been doing this for such a long period of time, but actually I would like to go beyond that. So what I did is I became a media spokesperson for the Marine Conservation Society in the UK. I live between France and the UK. And I thought, well, when I'm here, I would love to use my voice and to just really contribute to my true passion, which is, protection of the seas. So in your case, kind of like think about that as well, is what are you truly passionate about? Is it in your local environment or is it globally? Just narrow it down to something that is truly aligned to you. Tip number 2 is, out of that list, pick, 2 to 3 main points. And look at them and think, if I were to be engaged in this for the next 10 years, 1 is, how much time do I want to dedicate to it? And 3, does it bring a smile to my face? The one thing is that if you tune into your own intuition, so we're not just kind of these physical bodies, but there's more to us. We have an energetic layer on the inside, which is intuition. And so many of us block it out. But the moment you actually focus, so you narrow your focus on something and you just remain really, truly still and block out all the thoughts in your brain, then all of a sudden you can listen to the inside of you. And the inside of you, that intuition, it communicates to you through feelings. So when you try to imagine something, like in my case, for example, I thought, I love marine conservation. When they talked about a marine media spokesperson for the Marine Conservation Society, I just thought, if I were to be on camera, how would that feel? And I just felt like really excitement and joy, and it just felt such an easy process. So take your 3 to 5 things and try to imagine them in your head. How would it make you feel? Would it be something that you're kind of like struggling with? Or is it something that you just think, oh my God, this would be such an amazing activity to be involved in? The next thing you can do is Out of those 3 things, narrow it down to 1 or 2. You can try 2 at the same time. I sometimes do that. And start breaking them down into segments. If you were to start today, what would your first step be? And then break them down into, let's say, week by week and month by month. So kind of start planning and imagine yourself for the rest of the year. What would that particular activity look like? And how much space would it take into your life? How much time do you have to dedicate to that? If it's important to you, you would actually want to be involved more, but also not in such a manner that it completely disrupts your current situation. If it's something that you actually just think, I'm gonna try something new, but I'm not sure exactly where it's gonna take me, and that's totally okay. I mean, learning a new skill or just really trying something out. Life is all about like kind of expanding ourselves and not being static, because the more we do that, the more we use the neurons that we have in our brain. We have 90 billion neurons that we can actually connect in so many different ways. But we're only used to actually having certain programs because that's how, we've been leading our life for such a long period of time. So if you want to start small, something that you just kind of have a taster in, like for example, go and take a cooking class and see if you really enjoy that. That's okay as well. But just imagine what would be the first step. How would it look like in your life? And in a year's time, what exactly is your vision with, from that first step until the end of the year? What exactly does that vision look like? The one thing that you have to do is allocate some time. Rian Doris from the Flow Research Collective, an amazing person that I've studied with, he said, it's great to have goals, it's great to have dreams, but if you don't give them space in your calendar, then they just kind of exist in your head. And the only thing that happens is you end up being frustrated because you do a lot of shoulds. I should do this, I should do that. So right now, take your calendar and make some space, which is, let's say, 30 minutes that you're gonna allocate to 1, thinking about that goal. Tomorrow is mapping the goal into those individual chunks, and the day after tomorrow, just doing some research about the first step that you have to do. The moment you start doing that, your brain already gets excited. Your brain starts to develop new synaptic connections about new possibilities. Our brain is like a dog. It just wants to have little treats all the time. The reason why so many people are so frustrated is because they do the same mundane things over and over again. In order to have a bit of zest in your life and actually to also better your health, you need to constantly evolve. And that means giving your brain something to work towards, having a vision, having new things, new exciting things in your life. So do that, allocate some time for your goal into your calendar. In order to achieve anything in life, you have to be consistent. So you have to do it regularly. Before you start out on any kind of journey, just think how often I'm going to do it and be committed. You're not just committed to a goal, you're actually committed to you. And consistency is commitment to change your life. And your life will change in the long term. It's not just short term. Everything that you do that's new actually has a huge impact, huge positive impacts in you. You have injections of serotonin, which is a feel-good hormone, on a regular basis when you do something that's truly aligned with your soul, and also truly aligned with who you are and the things that you're excited about. So be consistent and continue. Even when you feel like, oh my God, I really don't want to get up and do this today. Just remind yourself, this is for me. This is not for anyone else. I'm going to allocate this time and I'm going to be consistent about changing me. The one thing that I say in all my videos is praise yourself. Once you've done your list, say, well done me. The second time, when you sit down on this one particular task, and then break it down into the individual pieces and define what you want to do, praise yourself. Every time you make a step forward, praise yourself. It's so important. If you don't do it, no one else will. And it's actually also an important thing to raise your confidence because you've made a decision, which is for you. You're taking the necessary steps to make progress, and actually reach a goal. It's just incredible that you're not just floating around like so many other people, but you're finding a direction in your life. You're finding a purpose. You're finding something that you can actually contribute with. The last thing that I like to leave it with is whatever you choose, it's a commitment to you. Sitting and watching telly, it's a commitment to other people. You give energy to other people. Scrolling on the phone, it's giving energy to other people. Once you find something that you are passionate about, once you find a purpose to work towards, you give positive energy to you. And that has an incredible impact in the world around you, your friends, your family, just all the connections that you have, and also your longevity. If you've ever watched anything about the blue zones, which are individual pockets in the world where people live to 100, their longevity, one of the key factors of longevity is because they do something that they're passionate about. They look young, they feel young, they're excited. And that's what we really need, is if you feel like you're wasting your life, it's because you're not excited. You've lost that excitement about just living. So I really hope that in this video, you've taken on some tips. I hope you're committed to making a positive change to you. And what I can promise you is you'll definitely have a glow up, which is a word that I've learned from my daughter. I made incredible changes. You know, I studied new things in my 30s, in my 40s. I'm almost 50 now, and I'm still doing new things. And I truly, truly enjoy life. So I hope I have been for you on this journey. Please send me some comments if you need any more help. And I'll see you on the next video.